Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Flooding in these Royal Oak apartments forcing dozens of tenants out. And now the big question is who is going to pay to fix this mess?
Yeah, Michigan posting a troubling number of new COVID-19 cases, a trend the governor says cannot continue. The governor says compliance issues with the mask up order are jeopardizing important steps in Michigan's reopening.
State is reporting 891 new cases of COVID-19 today. That's the highest one-day number since May 14th, when we had 1,191. 4 more Michiganders have lost their lives to the virus, too.
The University of Michigan, meanwhile, is taking a big step. Beginning immediately, face coverings will be required on campus indoors and outdoors. That applies to all students, staff, and faculty, as well as visitors. The school also announcing today, due to the pandemic, that even if there's a 2020 football season, it will not sell season tickets nor sell tickets to the general public.
Now, depending on the school district, we are 2 months away from the opening of schools.
Today, Governor Whitmer made it clear that's no sure thing, especially if Michigan doesn't get control of its COVID case numbers.
Yeah, let's bring in Rod Maloney, who was in Lansing and was there today for the news conference. Rod, give us a little bit more about what the governor said about kids getting back to class this fall.
Well, as it stands right now, they're going back to class. That's the good news. The bad news, the governor says if you're not wearing one of these all the time, they probably won't.
If the numbers keep going where they're going, it's going to be very problematic, and we may very likely have to take some steps backwards.
Governor Whitmer rolled out her 6-phase chart once again today, the phases where we have been and don't want to go back to. And where we are on this chart come Labor Day will matter greatly to school children, their parents, and teachers.
School boards are to have plans for phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5, depending on what phase a particular region is in.
She said school this fall is all about better numbers than today's near 900 new positive cases, the highest in 2 months.
We are trying to hold on to staying in phase 4. But if that trajectory continues and we have to move some regions back to phase 3, that means there will not be in-person instruction, and the school board plans about how they're going to deliver remote education are going to be utilized.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. The governor believes mask wearing is the key to this success. She rolled out a public service announcement with big-name college coaches today to help her incentivize everyone to move back to some sense of normalcy.
If the majority of us mask up, if all of us mask up, every kid will be in school this fall. If everyone masks up, we're going to see our numbers plummet and our economy is going to get stronger. If everyone masks up, we'll move the whole state into phase 5.
And wouldn't that be a nice change for all of us? So here's the bottom line. The governor said 55 days ago things were vastly different, right? Well, she said 55 days from now things could be vastly different as well. We're not sure yet. She did say that she probably isn't going to make a decision on exactly what to do until the days around Labor Day. Reporting live in Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod.
Well, today the humidity is a bit more apparent.
You can feel it. Temps still lingering in the 80s, but Ben's going to change that here, I think. Ben?
Yeah, I mean, this is average, and it's probably one of the coolest numbers that we're going to see in the entire forecast. We're at 84 right now. The humidity has gone up ever so slightly today, so we are firmly in the noticeable range in most locations. There's some spots where that dew point's above 65 into the muggy spots, but most of us are just on that noticeable range right now. Here's the radar, and you can see that there's a lot of activity from Chicago further down to the south and west. That's all headed here, and we will see it overnight into tomorrow. So the rain does move in after 12 o'clock for most of us. The heat and humidity continue to build through most of this forecast, especially as we get into the upcoming weekend. And we've got another rain chance on Sunday, so I know a lot of folks are wanting every drop they can get. Fingers crossed that we get some good soakers out of both of these. We'll look at how much we're expecting and when in just a few minutes. You can track those storms as they move in on the Local Forecasters app. It's got tonight's rain and the 10-day temperatures all for free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
Dozens of Royal Oak apartment tenants have had to find somewhere else to stay due to flooding in their units. Tonight, there's a big question about who should have to pay for the drain issue blamed for all of this mess. Local 4 defender Sean Lay is live in Royal Oak with a really tough situation for those renters, Sean, especially during a pandemic.
Renters were looking for help today, and the defenders just got an email from the CEO of these apartments, and it's really setting up a fight. He is saying tonight, as a taxpayer and owner of real estate in Royal Oak, I'm very upset that the city of Royal Oak has not maintained its infrastructure and not taking responsibility for it. He means the flooding that was caused here. This has deeply affected our residents and our real estate. That is putting people who are renting here who have flood damage right in the middle.
So I have a bit of an issue here.
Can you imagine paying $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 in rent, and then water, lots of water, starts pouring into your apartment? 59 apartments at Village Club Apartments in Royal Oak. Then, like Marie Ferguson, try to handle the water, try to save belongings with the 3-month-old in your arms.
A maintenance guy came Friday night and said, you got to get out of here. There's going to be sparks flying if the water gets higher.
Water was coming through the walls inside Mitchell Carter's unit. He first thought he could be electrocuted. And then he thought,
where am I going to go? I've got, thousands and thousands of dollars of property that's going to be damaged or destroyed. I'm going to be displaced. Who is going to pay for this?
Renters telling us their renter's insurance isn't going to pay. Floods, they say, are not covered. Property ownership blaming City of Royal Oak drains for not being able to handle the heavy rain. But the drains are on their property. We asked if they're working with the city if it's a city drain issue. Village Club says, quote, the short answer is that they have not reached out to the city yet. The team has been focused on assessing the damage, the repair strategy, and working with the residents.
My boyfriend on Friday was out there with a broom stabbing the drain, and the property manager was just looking at him while he did it. I feel for others here. There's 59 other people in the same situation.
Back here live, here's one of those drains here on property. You can see kind of a basin there. When it fills up, you can see how the water will flow towards those bottom units, going right into those units. There is more to talk about here. Management team here says they have been in contact late today with the city. So have the defenders. Now, the city manager's office and Department of Public Works, they both tell us that the drains are here on property. The way they see it, it is the responsibility of the management and the ownership here. So this, again, gearing up to be a battle, a blame game here, and the renters just want some help. Back to you.
And you just feel for those people, especially the poor woman with the infant who's trying to clean up, save her stuff with a baby in her arms. So, Sean, is anything being done right now to help the renters?
Yeah, the apartments here giving the people who were affected $250. They're also saying please move by Saturday to some of their properties that are up the road in Troy. The renters are saying this is costing them money every day. They either want out of their lease or they want some more relief. And right now, what we just saw from both sides here, the city and the management company, it seems to be gearing up to be quite a battle.
Well, keep us posted, Sean. We appreciate it.
The 911 calls chronicle the moments after a customer was stabbed in a fight over a mask. This happened Tuesday morning, at the Quality Dairy up in Windsor Township. Sean Rice stabbed the 77-year-old man because he asked him to put on a mask. Later that morning, an Eaton County Sheriff's deputy found Rice in Delta Township. Body camera and home security camera video show him armed with knives moving toward a deputy. She opened fire, killing him. Back at the store, the focus was on the man who was stabbed.
He's awake and breathing. Where was he stabbed at?
Let me go in and see here. How is he doing? They said he's not doing well. It looks like he was stabbed in the neck.
In the neck? Is the bleeding
repeatedly?
Serious? Okay.
Yes.
Multiple times?
Yes.
Let's get a clean, dry cloth, okay? And we're going to put it over the wounds.
Help is coming.
And that man remains in critical but stable condition at the hospital today.
The effectiveness of masks can vary quite a bit depending on how they are made and what they are made of. N95 masks are what healthcare workers use to protect themselves, but what makes them so much better? Our Dr. Frank McGeorge spoke with the inventor of the special filter layer to find out, and his advice for making masks at home.
Most people probably wouldn't think of this simple-looking N95 respirator as anything high-tech, but sandwiched between the outer and inner layer is a very special electrically charged fabric that allows it to pull microscopic particles out of the air you breathe, doing more than a simple filter could.
I had the invention in 1992.
The invention was a breakthrough in creating the modern N95 mask. It allowed Professor Peter Tsai to bind a long-lasting charge of static electricity to the middle layer of fibrous fabric.
And this charging technology is called corona charging. After charging, the efficiency is 10 times improved.
The filtration is 10 times better because just like this static-charged PVC pipe attracts hair, the electrostatically charged fibers pull particles from the air. In fact, this electrostatic charge is responsible for as much as 70% of the filtering efficiency of an N95 respirator. When the static charge is lost, this just becomes a tight-fitting mask. Dr. Tsai did have an interesting way to test the static charge, though.
One rough way to measure is to put the fabric on the wall, see if it sticks to the wall.
You can see here the static charge in this new N95 mask is strong enough to divert a thin stream of water. Professor Tsai, you've researched the best filters available. What material would you recommend for people at home making masks?
Shop towel is made of fibers. It can have a high fertility efficiency.
The material that shop towels like this are made from is very similar to what's in an N95 mask. Have a look under my microscope. N95 filters, seen on the left, and shop towels, seen on the right, are made of randomly spaced non-woven fibers. That limits the gaps that particles could get through. In contrast, fabrics like cotton have regular recurrent gaps.
If everyone wears masks, then from a study, about 95% of the virus is already being contained by the infected person if he wears a mask.
Now, incidentally, Professor Tsai said although sterilization can be done for N95 respirators, he really recommends just rotating through masks over a week to allow time for any virus to die naturally and avoid exposing that electrostatic layer to anything that could degrade the charge. Back to you.
Really interesting. Well, besides shop towels, the professor also suggested that 2 layers of an air filter with a MERV 14 rating or higher would work. Incidentally, the blue shop towels, although made of N95 fabric, are not electrostatically charged, so they aren't as efficient as a real N95 mask. But nonetheless, pretty cool.
Fascinating, isn't it? Yeah. All right, ahead here at 6 o'clock, help is on the way. The effort to help small businesses in Wayne County stay open, getting a big boost and casting a wider net.
Plus, the video one local police department would like you to see. Find out where this porch pirate struck next.